Imagine investing your hard-earned money into a promising startup, only to see it crumble overnight due to a hidden legal landmine. It's a nightmare scenario that catches many investors off guard. But here's the thing, legal risks in startups are more common and devastating than you might think. Welcome to the Savvy Finance Corner YouTube channel. Wealth begins with knowledge. Most investors obsess over financial projections and market trends, but they often overlook a critical factor that can make or break a startup: legal risk. While financial challenges like cash flow issues or slow sales are visible and somewhat predictable, legal problems can blindside even the savviest investors. A startup might look financially sound on paper, but a pending lawsuit or regulatory crackdown can wipe out its value overnight. Think about it. Financial risks are often internal and can sometimes be managed within the company. But legal risks, they're often external, unpredictable, and can come from regulators, competitors, or the courts. A single intellectual property dispute could suddenly devalue a company by millions, leaving investors with nothing but regret. Speaking of intellectual property, it's often the crown jewel for startups, especially in tech, biotech, or creative industries. If a startup fails to secure its IP properly, it's like leaving the vault door wide open. Trademark disputes, missing patents, or copyright issues can cripple a promising company before it even gets off the ground. Consider the cautionary tales from the US, where countless startups have lost investor confidence after being sued for patent infringement. Small app developers have been forced into bankruptcy by so-called patent trolls. These are unjust PR nightmares. They can obliterate a company's valuation faster than you can say cease and desist. But IP isn't the only legal minefield startups face. Regulatory compliance is a beast of its own, especially in heavily regulated sectors like fintech, health tech, and biotech. A fintech startup must navigate complex anti-money laundering laws. A health tech company might need FDA approvals that take years. And biotech startups, they're in for a marathon of regulatory hurdles before they can even think about selling their products. The consequences of non-compliance are severe. We've seen cryptocurrency startups in Canada and the US slapped with million-dollar fines for ignoring securities regulations. In the UK, health startups have been banned from advertising treatments without proper approvals. For investors, these compliance failures can turn a promising investment into a financial black hole. But let's not forget about the risks hiding in plain sight: contracts and liabilities. Many early-stage startups, in their rush to get off the ground, sign agreements with employees, suppliers, or partners without proper legal review. This can lead to disputes that drain cash flow and damage investor equity. Some founders make the mistake of giving away too much equity or creating unclear obligations, effectively diluting investor value before the company even takes off. Then there's the drama within the company itself: shareholder and governance disputes. Conflicts between co-founders or between founders and investors are more common than you might think. Without strong governance structures, these conflicts can escalate into full-blown legal battles or even cause the business to collapse. Unclear voting rights and board authority can turn decision-making into chaos, scaring away future investors and tanking the company's valuation. This is why savvy investors insist on clear shareholder agreements, governance policies, and defined roles before they even think about writing a check. It's not just paperwork, it's protection for everyone involved. But perhaps the most insidious risk of all is fraud and misrepresentation. Some startups, in their desperation to attract investors, might inflate their revenue, user numbers, or growth potential. Others might hide debts, lawsuits, or product risks during fundraising. Remember Theranos, the infamous U.S. health tech startup raised hundreds of millions on false promises about blood testing technology. When the fraud was exposed, investors lost nearly everything. It's a stark reminder that due diligence needs to go far beyond just looking at financial statements. As if domestic challenges weren't enough, startups expanding internationally face a whole new set of legal hurdles. What's perfectly legal in the US might be a major no-no in the EU or Australia. Data protection laws like GDPR in Europe can result in massive fines for even small startups handling user data. We've seen US startups fined under GDPR for failing to protect European user data, leading to sudden losses for investors due to reputational damage and compliance costs. So, how can investors protect themselves in this legal minefield? First and foremost, legal due diligence is non-negotiable. Don't just review the financials. Audit those legal documents. Check IP ownership, compliance licenses, shareholder agreements, and any pending litigation. Make sure the startup actually owns its technology outright and isn't relying on disputed assets. Engaging specialized lawyers might seem like an unnecessary expense, but it's an investment that can save millions down the line. Even a small legal check can uncover issues that could become major problems later. And when it comes to structuring investments, tools like SAFI notes and convertible debt can provide additional protection by clearly defining how and when equity is granted. Looking ahead, the legal landscape for startups is only getting more complex. As technology advances and startups become increasingly global, we're seeing stricter frameworks around data privacy, AI regulation, and climate disclosures. Investors who understand these legal risks and build protections into their deals will have a significant advantage over those who only focus on financial metrics. To wrap up, remember this: legal risks in startups, whether they're related to IP, compliance, contracts, governance, fraud, or international expansion, are just as critical as financial risks, if not more so. For investors, treating legal due diligence as seriously as financial due diligence isn't just smart, it's essential. Legal protection isn't a cost, it's an investment in security. So, here's a question for you. Which legal risk do you think most investors ignore when evaluating startups? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this information valuable, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insights into law, business, and investment. Remember, in the world of startup investing, what you don't know can hurt you. So stay informed, stay vigilant, and invest wisely.